Let me go and grab my beer. What beer are we gonna start with?
I grabbed the Sparticle cream or beam.
I forgot we got these coolly named again.
Yes.
Sparticle cream. That's the name of the episode. Okay. Sparticle cream, take one.
Sparticle cream, take one.
AJ, dopest name for an IPA so far.
It sounds like an Iron Man attack in Marvel vs. Capcom. Sparticle Beam.
Yeah, it is.
By Equilibrium Brewery. Equilibrium. Pretty tight though. Cool design overall. I think this is the one that you actually wanted to get when we went shopping recently.
That one, and I don't know our next can. It might be that can. I haven't looked at the beers.
Nice.
But yes, this brewery specifically had such cool named IPAs.
Yes, seriously. And one thing I am really excited about for this episode is that the percentages are very beefy.
Oh,
like, yeah. Not like a triple IPA, but these are very extremely solid double IPAs at a good old 8.5%.
I have to cook. If I lose a finger, I'm directly blaming this podcast.
If you lose your home, you can blame this podcast. He burned it all down. I don't know what to say.
But I didn't lose any of my fingers, so I'm
exactly.
good.
But you got all if you survive the fire, then yes, you have all your fingers. But yeah, shall we get into it, my friend?
It's canned in New York. That just kind of made me more excited. It has one of those East Coast.
Yeah, exactly. West Coast boys drinking some East Coast double IPAs. I am extremely aroused for this.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time in a while I feel like we've had beers this strong, and 2 of them in a row.
2 in a row, yes. Yeah. Well,
we've had strong beers like this. Like Pliny the Elder, Pliny for President and such as well.
Oh, Pliny for President.
This is a nice and milky little boy.
Oh, AJ, this thing smells good.
I'm gonna give her a little whiffy poo.
I smell some hoppy fruitiness here.
See, I think I blew out my nostrils years ago because I don't really. I mean, I have a sense of smell. When pasta smells delicious, I fall in love with it. When pizza smells good, I love it. But I don't get much from wines. I really don't. Not often, and beer in general, I just don't.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. When we've had like really citra-forward hazy IPAs in the past, I do get like some whiffs of citrus. But for this one, I'm not getting much. But I'm excited to see what it tastes like.
I'm not getting any citrus from the smell, to be honest with you.
Me neither. I'm just saying, typically, if there is citrus,
that's in what pops out. Yeah,
right. But this is super milky. Shall we?
Starting the day drinking.
She is.
AJ, I just remembered, right? Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Taste is good.
Pretty smooth.
Oh, yeah.
I really don't taste any citrus to this bad boy.
Not much, no, but it's good. It's a nice double IPA. I'm getting that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, specifically advertised as a double IPA at 8.5 ABV. Purchase cold, trade cold, and keep cold. If it's not cold, ask why. It's what it says.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Mine was not cold. Who I have to take up about this problem?
Whose ass you have to kick right
Mine
now?
was put in my closet.
Oh my God. Yes, what's up, man?
I'm going to say the other thing I'm getting from it is kind of a creaminess.
A little bit. I think that's why it looks so cloudy. Yeah.
Some might say Sparticle cream.
Sparticle cream. Before we aired the episode, before we started really recording, for some reason, I think I just ended up calling it Sparticle cream. So welcome to episode 21, Sparticle cream.
Sparticle. I had to work it in. We can't name it without saying it, right?
Right. Otherwise, why are we going to call it that in the episode, right? Nice.
Oh, so my God. I don't want to forget. I was looking at my background right now as I was enjoying this delicious double IPA.
Yep.
I was looking at that bad boy right there.
He's pointing for the audio listeners. His Cobra Kai tight can.
Cobra Kai.
That his girlfriend painted him. Or sorry, fiance.
Season 3 is tomorrow.
Season 3 is tomorrow. Oh crap! Tomorrow. Yo, let's go.
I don't know if you saw, but it was originally supposed to come out like the third week of January, and they announced it last week that they were going to do it on the first.
Freaking
they even like
sexy.
had a little teaser. They had a teaser trailer of Johnny. He's on the internet, and it says Cobra Kai season 3, like January 20th. He's like, nah. And then he deletes it, and then he puts the first. What a cool way to announce
I didn't see that. That is really cool. That's a fun little.
I've avoided all the trailers. I have no idea what's gonna happen in this one. I watched the teaser trailer like fucking 6-7 months ago. That's it. So I'm hype. I got my Cobra Kai costume going. I'm ready.
Got your gi, everything.
You don't even know. And it's coming out on Friday. You're not going to hear from me.
If I don't see a headband on your head posted to the Beer Belly socials, I will be disappointed. Make it happen.
I'll do it. Cry, kick my way right into
all pussies. I need to see that happen from you. Absolutely. Insert training montage now. Yeah, what's up?
It's been a while since I've kind of talked to you.
Yeah.
At least for, longer than 20 minutes. What got you to listen to that Young Bay?
Honestly, I'm trying to think of what it was specifically. So, again, to anyone that is unaware, there's this music artist called Young Bay who just has some really groovy bops. Honestly, it's someone that I've been wanting to listen to for years now, ever since you made me aware of him. And every once in a great while, I'll put on like a song, but then I always find myself having to stop listening and to go do something. And so one time I was at work and I had to close. I was doing some duties in the office, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I have like 20 minutes to kill, 30 minutes to kill. I'm just gonna put on some of the latest like Young Bay music, and so I did, and I fucking like just found myself grooving the whole time. I was just having a great time. Excuse me. I think what made me do it is because
weak but nice.
Yeah, well, not my best work, admittedly. There we go.
Mine was weak too. Yeah,
nah,
it's okay.
Better than what I had. Anyway, well, we've talked about it a few episodes back. You suggested a newer Breathe Carolina song, and I think since I was really excited about that, I actually went back and started listening to Hell Is What You Make It. I think I've listened through that album, which is their third full-length album, a couple times through now since then. And I was like, okay, like I forgot how hard that album can hit. I forgot. Yeah. I was like, holy shit, like songs like Sweat It Out and shit like that. I forgot. I always remembered Wooly, the first song on the album, being like amazing.
That's a great one.
It's so fucking super crazy. Good. But
classy,
anyway,
classy but not trashy. Is that what they say? Trashy but classy. What's the name of that album?
It's classy, not classic.
That's what it is.
Something like that.
Trashy.
Yeah, I like that. That's more like us. Exactly.
Yeah.
Classy but trashy.
Classy but trashy.
Yeah, let the stupidity ensue. But I thought about you because I was like, oh, you know what? I was really glad that you reminded me of Breathe Carolina. It'd been a while since I really listened to them. And so
more shame, by the way.
And then I thought, I know, right? And then I was like, oh, you know what? Young Bay is someone that John has loved for a while now. I should give him a full listen. And that's when I did. And fucking again, I just danced my ass off while I was taking care of some office work. I even played it out loud on this so like my staff, they have like this TV that you can sync up with Spotify. So I played just like the Spotify station for Young Bay, and they were kind of just like bobbing their heads to it too.
That was a good choice. Are you sure that's like, future disco and all that fun stuff? Like you start getting some Japanese music. And I
love that shit. I
love it. I love it.
I had to add some of it to like one of my playlists just because I was like, oh my God, this shit is sick. This shit is so sick. So yeah, it's been a good time. So anyone who wants like a nice groovy bop
do you still to dance to, that vaporwave?
Young Bay. Not as much as I thought before. Now that I've actually listened to it, I wouldn't say it's so much vaporwave and more so just like just like you said, like neo disco.
Different. It's disco. Like Skylar Spence.
Mm-hmm. Which Skylar Spence has aspects of vaporwave, but it's still super dancey too. Super dancey.
Yeah, we've danced to it. Yeah, Young Bay, his newest album, I wasn't the biggest fan of, but that's usually the way I work until I just give it a real shot.
Yes.
But Skyscraper, Anonymous is easily. I saw you went all over the place. Oh,
yeah, got on my shirt.
4D. Right you got a little bit on my beard.
Hope I got some on your belly.
I lost my train of thought, but Young Bae's amazing. No, Skyscraper Anonymous is amazing. Okay. I love that album. When I was fortunate enough to see him when he had released that album.
So jealous.
He played all of the songs from that album, plus a few classics that I absolutely love. You really gotta listen to his all of his music. And then he has a few remixes that aren't on Spotify, but they're on SoundCloud that I knew about at the time. And he played those. AJ, I was drunk and high on Red Bull. I had so many Red Bull. I killed a 6-pack. So we showed up like 2-3 hours before the show. We got out of work. We went to CVS. We bought a backpack ice chest. I bought a 6-pack. And we got there early. So I started to drink because why wouldn't I?
You have 3 hours to kill.
I mean, that's 2 beers an hour. That's not like absurd of 1 beer every 30 minutes.
The thing is that you didn't have help, I imagine, either.
No, not at all. No. So, boom, 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 boom. I'm kind of stumbling, but it's okay. My girlfriend wasn't really drinking at the time. My fiance, she wasn't really drinking at all. And we ended up, going inside, and they had Red Bull vodkas. And I probably had a good 3 to 4.
Oh my God.
And this is, I think I told you, I danced from beginning to end. I look like I jumped out of a pool. And I don't remember like everything, but Yvonne definitely does. And, definitely drunkenly pushed myself to the front and proceeded to get down for about an hour and 20 minutes. I even think at one point I left after the opening acts to get another Red Bull vodka. And I was just everywhere. I didn't give a fuck. I got so down. Oh my God. You think I danced like Skylar Spence?
Uh-huh.
No.
Child's play.
Child's play. I may have done a backflip. I didn't.
I didn't know I could do it. Before that night, I had no idea I was capable, but that night it happened.
So
that's awesome.
Easily one of my favorite shows. This was an artist that I was lucky enough to randomly fall in love with an album that was still current. And when I bought his tickets, I didn't realize the album was current.
Oh, nice.
So it really worked out where it was like, fuck yeah.
Was this like when you were like you were in the honeymoon stage of his music, and then from there, like because you weren't aware of the most recent release? Sorry, I was breaking up a little bit. Ooh, hello. We're having technical difficulties. Sorry about that, everyone listening.
It's really hard. Oh,
no, you're good now. I think we're good. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm good. So, yes, I'm going to say I was still in the honeymoon phase. I was going to say no at first. Well, here's the thing. I must have been listening to him for like 7 or 8 months.
Oh, that's a long time then.
Yeah, I just didn't realize that was his latest album because he had several singles after.
Nice. Okay.
That was the thing.
Understood.
So yeah, I mean, and that one of the few times I bought a shirt from a concert, a show.
If I may,
the second or third time.
So the reason why I'm laughing so hard at that, or why I was, is because, oh man, I think my audio is going to be a little funky. I hear some skipping, so sorry. I'll try to fix it in the edit as much as possible. But the reason why I was laughing so hard at you talking about laughing or dancing so hard is because I've been to shows with John, and I've been to shows where we remember a good amount, and I have been to shows where we remember a decent amount, and I've been to shows where we don't remember much of anything at all. And so I can only imagine what happened. I can only imagine how grooved down you were throughout the whole thing. That's freaking awesome. Give me a second. We'll be right back. We're having a little technical difficulties. We'll resume in just a second.
Yeah, let's get back to it.
Whew, sorry for the hiccups. Now we're good. We should be a lot better anyway. I'm worried to hear what that's going to sound like, but at the same time, hiccups are going to happen. This is COVID, so great. Not only are our personal lives being affected, but the virtual ones as well. Awesome, cool. But it looks like I'm running out of
Yep, 2021.
2021. I hate that Twitter post. Did you see that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, 2021. It's like, don't say that. Don't
Yeah, I
don't
didn't.
make me think those things.
I did not need that in the back of my psyche. I really didn't. But that said, to go back to Sparticle Beam or Sparticle Cream, if you will, this is actually a pretty solid beer.
Particle
And
cream. Yes.
I predicted the future earlier. I mean, I understand that I'm no prophet. I'm not who was once Miss Cleo.
You're not a
I don't read
messiah.
tarot cards.
I
I'm not
agree.
a messiah. I'm a great man. And sometimes great men understand that the future can be foresought. It can be foreseen, if you will. And I was telling Sin earlier that she was like, "Oh man, are you gonna be able to drive to get us some New Year's booze later?" And I told her, "I don't think so." And she's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Well, you know what? We're gonna be having 2 double IPAs today, and I haven't had any food."
Oh yeah, that gonna fuck your shit up.
Future predicted, and in the brief pause that we had earlier, I'm now feeling the effects.
Right? While we were, fucking fixing our shit, I was like, oh no, I'm feeling it. I'm
Right?
trying to be a professional here, and I'm feeling it.
Yep, absolutely. I'm sure we're still gonna get audio hookups here and there, but whatever. The video looks great, so go on to YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Beer Belly Podcast. Check us out. I prefer watching the video versions anyway. Personally, it's more fun. You get all the aspects of our dumbass.
You get to see all my faces. Yep, and I make all of the faces.
Can you? I don't think it's coming. Man. It's going to come through well on this camera, but there is some mean resin at the bottom of my glass. Yeah, I don't see it on the camera. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Look at that shit.
Why I'm gonna die. Point that out? Now I need to look at mine. Oh man, now I don't want this shit. Thanks, New York.
Mm-hmm. I know, right? Thanks. I don't even remember what we were talking about earlier. Oh, music.
Oh, me getting down.
Yes, and me laughing because I understand what John is like for the most part at concerts that we've gone to in the past. I'm jealous I wasn't there for Young Bay, especially now that I understand how good he is. But at the same time, I'm glad you guys had a good time. I wasn't a believer yet.
And I'm sorry to say it, you missed out on his best album.
Oh.
And I've except for the Bad Boy album, I've listened to his previous ones pretty religiously. Like every single song I know from every album except Bad Boy. And I still think Skyscraper Anonymous was like, I don't know. It's kind of biased because you've heard the song Bad Boy, obviously.
Oh, I love the remixes too. Yeah. There's actually one remix in particular that I really like that I used for one of our, I don't think he was in there, but I forget who the remix was by. Excuse me, I was dying for a second, but I put it as one of our background music for one of our Instagram stories recently. Anyway,
I saw, and when I saw that, I was like, nice.
This boy listening.
It finally happened. But yes, I feel like that one, it's his peak in a sense that it blew him up. Ooh. That really blew him up.
Mm-hmm.
But Bad Boy? I still think Skyscraper Anonymous is his peak.
Fair
in my
enough.
opinion. But I don't think he's gonna go back to that. It's like Calvin Harris going back to his old stuff.
To playing full instrumental music. Yeah. I was just thinking that, like, if not yesterday, the day before, because one of my coworkers, he was playing in our work office. He was playing, what song would it have been? Feel so close to you right now.
Oh, anyway, I feel so, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, they played that. And I was glad that at least that's still when Calvin Harris was singing, but you know that he probably didn't sing that live at raves, though, you know? It's such a tragedy.
No. When that album came out, before that album came out, he basically said he was done singing his own music.
Yeah, which is a tragedy. Because that's when I think
it really is.
Yeah.
His old shit is amazing. I still love Electro Man. Oh,
hell yeah,
it's me to the heart. Yeah.
I only got into Calvin Harris as early as those days because of you listening to him. So I wouldn't have known about him had it not been for you, I should say. But yeah, it's pretty tight.
You're welcome. I like to say, and you're like the proof that I got into Calvin Harris before Calvin Harris was a thing in the U.S. He was already popular in the UK.
Yeah. In the UK.
Feels so good, or I think it's called Feels So Good, came out, which is weird because it's his song.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the album, which I mean, it was great. Fuck, it was great. But that was the song that blew him up. It's like the crazy thing. He said he was releasing an album where he didn't want to sing as much, and all of those singles, blew up. But that was the first single that came out.
True. And that boy blew the fuck up once it happened.
I might be full of shit. I think it's Bounce.
I totally forgot about that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That could be.
I'm pretty sure that was it.
That was like right. That was like "You Used to Hold Me" and all that shit. All that. What was that song called?
You used to hold me. It's called "You Used to Hold Me."
I
need to stop because YouTube's gonna fucking censor us.
But before they do, are you ready for the next beer? Or do you need a second? Oh, I say you chug it. By the way, this is the New Year's Eve episode, so we're going to be having a nice, fun time tonight. I hope that you guys are listening and watching are safe because, yeah, it's going to be a crazy time. Luckily, luckily, to a degree, in the sense that all this bullshit COVID going on, it's kind of making us having to stay in. We don't really have much of a choice but to stay in now this year. So with that, at least that means that there's not going to be nearly as much drunk driving and all that bullshit going on. So at least you know that you're safe, you're cozy, you're in your cave, you got to get all tossed as much as you want. And I hope that you listen to this episode and watch it as you do it, baby. Because I'll tell you this much: this I'm afraid.
Yeah, I scared off the villagers.
You scared off my underpants. I can't get up right now because it's just going to be Winnie the Pooh from here on out.
There's going to be Sparticle cream everywhere.
Exactly. Turned on, but afraid at the same time. That sounds like Stockholm Syndrome. That sounds like our friendship. On that note, we'll be right back.
When I used to come home from work, when I'd get out at 10, this is at my old job. There was like a shortcut to get to my house, but you had to drive through like these apartment complex condo things.
Okay.
And it would be at 10:30, 11 o'clock, depending if I was smoking with the friend or not. And full blast. 11 p.m. Full blast going down that road, windows down, that song blasting, "You Used to Hold Me." I was like the mobile EDM car. I used to get down to that song.
Hell yeah. That song still slaps really well today. Absolutely. Again, that was before the fall, but that's all right. He got famous. He got paid millions. I'm sure he's happy.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. I think at one point he was the highest paying DJ.
I would not doubt that.
Yeah.
I think I remember you saying that back in the day.
Yeah. Like 2-3 years ago.
Right.
This is the reason we ended up picking these beers. Because I saw Harvester of Science.
I
am a man of science, and this proves that science approves of beer.
Yes.
So I'm going to drink it.
A lot of people would say that beer could not be brewed without science. So there you go. And the brewing of beer is in fact science itself. Let's see what this one says. Oh, same thing. Same.
It's from the same company. Equilibrium.
Help us ensure cold chain.
Yeah.
Hashtag think NY, drink NY. So there you go. And again, this is by Equilibrium Brewery in New York. So I'm very happy to be drinking this right now. Again, another 8.5 freaking boy. And I'm feeling every percentage of it right now.
Yeah, I'm going to be 8-point trashed by the time I'm done with this.
It's so true. On that note, sir, just to get the ball, oh my God, rolling, this beer exploded on me.
All over again?
All over again. It got on my
I thought the Sparticle cream was done.
No. Now we're using science to find out the trajectory of the cream onto my arm. So there you go. So, sir, random question, but okay, so what do you think? Hear me out. Oh God,
I'm hearing. Oh, you're already tasting it. Let me know.
It was going to overflow.
That's cool. But
I
tell
like
me
it
what
better
you're
than the last one.
Oh, don't say that.
It's pretty good. Again, just as cloudy, with a chance of meatballs here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Super good.
That's good.
It's a clean bowl.
So good.
Anyway.
Yeah, it is.
So what would you, in your opinion, what do you think people think of you after meeting you for like the third time? After the third time? Because you think about it, first impression, first impressions are important, but you don't really get to know a person. Second time you hang out with somebody, you start to catch a vibe maybe a little bit, but we're still
Okay.
super polite at that point. And then third
Right.
time you meet, you're hanging out with a dude. Maybe they'll show you a little bit of personality. I don't know. It depends on the situation. Depends on the individual, obviously. What do you think people think of you after the third time of hanging out with you?
Well, that's still hard to answer, especially because the question's coming from you. Because you had an assumption. You had an assumption of me after probably.
I'll put it this way: I still question it to this day.
I'm pretty beautiful. It happens, man.
I'm not hating. Yeah, I'll tell you this much: it was never my initial feelings about you. My thoughts.
I'm still hurt about it.
Personally, you shouldn't be hurt. I'll say this: it never deterred me from wanting to be your friend. I'll certainly say that. If anything, I thought it made you interesting to me.
So now I'm basic. So now it comes right back.
The problem is
circle.
The problem is that you're engaged with a woman. That's the problem. I thought you were cool and interesting and slightly different from my, at the time, typical circle of friends. Back when we met like over a decade and a half ago.
Okay, makes sense. So,
please.
Besides Harry, obviously,
both of us have that trait. Yes.
I would think, not to toot my horn, but I would say people generally just, even when they kind of meet me, that pretty laid back guy that you can get along with. I
would agree.
I feel like I'm really tuning my horn when I say that. I don't really like to give that kind of description to myself, but I just kind of have, I kind of have like this general vibe, I guess, with people where I just get along with them.
I would agree. I would agree with that. I mean, I think that's what made our friendship so easy. Super easy.
And that's what I always, and it's something I've always heard about myself, is I'm very mellow.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I think my friends would think a little bit different. I can be mellow for the most part, but
you know how to get buck wild every once in a while, but it usually takes a little bit of AJ to get you there. And then vice versa as well, I'll say.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to go with. Cool, but mysterious.
Ooh. Mysterious. Okay.
What about you, sir? Tell me. What do you think people think about you? Besides, did this guy just watch Mission Impossible 4, 5? Does he think he's Henry Cavill?
To be fair, that's Mission Impossible 6, I think, when he appears in the series.
There's so many.
There's 6
you get the joke.
No, I get you.
It's good, by the way.
Oh, dude. Okay. Sidebar real quick, and then I'll answer your question to my question. But I think you probably saw on Twitter, but I recently watched through Mission Impossible 4, 5, and 6. I had seen 6 already, but I never saw Ghost Protocol or Rogue.
5's better.
Oh,
I think 5's better.
Better than what?
Than the one with Henry.
Oh, then Fallout. Mission Impossible 6 Fallout.
The one where they're in Dubai. The one that they're in Dubai, I thought was better.
That's Rogue Nation. That's Rogue Nation.
Yeah, okay. Rogue Nation was my favorite so far.
That one's freaking sick, dude. Again, I haven't seen 2 or 3 yet. I'll eventually work through, but I've also heard 2 is the one to skip. I've heard 2 is pretty forgettable. But I also remember, if there's any highlight of 2, it's still back when we had pretty young, hot Tom Cruise with a long hair climbing up the Grand Canyon or some shit. And we also got that really cool Metallica song at the time.
Yep.
I remember loving that song with my cousin when I was a kid. I was like, that was actually one of the first songs. That might have been the first song, along with that American Hi-Fi song that I downloaded from Napster when I was a kid.
I don't know that one.
American Hi-Fi. You would know that song. Her boyfriend, she don't know. No, doesn't ring a bell. We're talking like year 2000.
Not at all.
Something like that. No? Okay. It was a good time. It was like a good time in like the late pop punk days of the 1990s and early 2000s.
I think at that point of my life, I was like exclusively listening to Britney Spears and
Oh, I thought you were going to
Sync.
say hip hop, to be honest with you, because
I
you
didn't
were
get into
known
hip
for a
hop
hip hop
until
era.
yeah, from like fuck, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. There's like this weird period of life of like 8 years of me just going between all these genres, oldies, classic rock, hip hop and rap,
I
R&B.
I forgot your classic rock
And you can
phase.
attest
Yeah.
to that. I like,
Well,
oh yeah, oh my god, come on, let's listen to some classic rock. I'll sing most of the songs, except a few. There are a few bands I never got into that I kind of regret now, but it's okay.
like who, if you could name a couple,
Uh,
just off the top of your head.
Led Zeppelin and
Oh,
Pink Floyd.
really?
I think
Okay.
that's the band. So here's the thing: I've listened to Led Zeppelin. There's a few songs I like, but I never really understood why people said they were the best. Please don't at me. Different generation. But I've never really heard a Pink Floyd song.
Okay, not like Dark Side of the Moon or anything like that.
No, never.
Okay.
It just, I'm sure I've heard clips of it from a
Mhm.
commercial or something, but I've never sat there and like learned lyrics.
Understood. And I'm the same way with Pink Floyd. I whatever the song is called, Dark of the Moon or whatever. I have listened to that song multiple
Dark
times.
Side of the Moon?
Yeah, I think it's Dark Side of the Moon. I've experimented with that song a few times in life and had a great
I know,
time.
yeah.
But beyond that, I don't really know Pink Floyd. It's just an artist that was before our time that I never really tried hard to listen to their catalog before now. So I don't really know them, but Led Zeppelin I have heard quite a lot of. I think what will do it for you, which is what did it for me with Led Zeppelin. And even now, I couldn't name you more than 5 song names from them.
Don't you
But
dare say Stairway to Heaven, AJ.
it would include that one. But they from like the year probably like the year 2002 or something like that. They released like this DVD set which had a full live performance of them, and it was an amazing live performance. And if I'm not mistaken, it was with the original lineup and everything, and it's a breathtaking, I guess, just live performance, just to put it that it's just a breathtaking show. And the only reason why I got into it is because back in that day, in like the early 2000s, my dad bought that DVD from Best Buy. We took it home, we watched it on our big like tube big screen TV, and it blew me away.
Nice.
It blew me away. It was one of the early reasons as to
Aren't
why.
those moments nice?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But it was when I knew I
I've
wanted
had
to be
like,
a better drummer. I wanted to take my drumming to the next level.
okay, well, but you were still appreciating the music. Like there was a
Oh
point
yeah.
where my dad was like, "Oh, he's really into classic rock," and we'd sit there. And I don't know if you remember when we used to have the surround sound. We used to have like the Bose speakers on the
Oh yes.
ceiling, and yeah, there were a few times where we sit there and we were listening to Black Sabbath, AC/DC, Kansas, Boston, and he was just like
Oh,
Yeah, and he was reminiscing about like when he would lie to his parents to go to a concert. And it was like one of those like triple where I'm going to go to my friend's house and spend the night, and go to that friend's house so they can sneak off. But he did that, and it was just so interesting because it just was. Those moments are great.
no, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
And I love that your dad says that because I've experienced that myself, I should say, to where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go here to do that, but really we're gonna go out to freaking some outskirts city to go watch a band play. I freaking love this. Has turned into a musical episode,
To go
hasn't it?
party.
It certainly has turned
I'm
into.
okay with that. We
Yeah,
never really,
yeah.
I mean, New Year and whatnot, but let's talk about music. So, you know what band I just really got into again, like yesterday?
Who?
And it's because their Facebook posted an old music video.
Oh, hold on, wait. Let me guess. No, no, no. So it's funny you mentioned that because I don't go on Facebook often anymore. Over the past like 5 years, I just really haven't gone on it
Mhm.
as often. But some older bands that
Whatever.
I've listened to over the years have started to release their old music videos, like The Starting Line, for example. But who is it for you?
Blink 182.
Which music videos did you watch?
Well, they posted Josie. I think that's what it's called.
Oh wow, that's like from like the Dude Ranch era or like Cheshire Cat, something like
Dude
that.
Ranch.
Yeah.
Yep, it's Dude Ranch. So since then, I've been like burning through some of their albums. Right now, before we joined, I was listening to Pathetic. I think that's still my favorite Blink 182 song.
Is that from Enema of the State? Pathetic?
No, Dude
Or is that
Ranch.
Oh, it is from Dude Ranch. Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's Dude Ranch. It's even on the CD. Do you remember the CD you let me borrow? God, what was it?
The
Where it was
Mark,
like their
Tom, and
live
Travis
music.
show.
I don't think that's on Spotify. Is it?
I don't think it is either. It could be. It could be. I don't
Maybe
think it is.
now. It wasn't before.
That's
Look
an
at you. See,
amazing
check
album,
that out.
though.
See? I was listening to it.
Nice.
You
Yep,
see?
yep.
Check that out. Huh?
Voyeur.
I'm not full of shit.
No, I believe you. That's freaking tight. That's freaking tight.
They're so good. Blink
Mm-hmm.
182 so good.
I have,
Blink 182.
I have an appreciation and a respect for the stuff that's pre-Travis Barker because it is still really good drumming. It's still really good drumming.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, though, once Travis Barker entered the fray with that band,
Check that out.
they have it on Spotify.
It's on there.
That's
I'm gonna burn
so
through
tight.
it. Yes.
That is so
okay. Sorry,
tight.
didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. I was just gonna simply say that, and it's an opinion that a lot of people, I imagine the majority of people holding that. Once Travis Barker joined the band, everything changed for them. Everything changed for them because that's when Emma the State came out. That's when they released All the Small Things. That's when they released Aliens Exist. That's when they released what's another song I'm thinking of? Adam's Song and stuff.
Right.
So, like what really blew them up. Granted, they still have that one closer song they always use, but yeah.
Here's my thing.
Please.
Do you think maybe, just maybe,
I know
you're
what
riding
say.
Travis Barker's balls a little bit too much?
Oh my God!
Because
no.
Everybody knows he's the best drummer ever alive. I agree with that. When I saw Blink,
do you though? Do you think it's okay?
I do. But to say that they weren't gonna blow up when they were already on the up, like they weren't kind of going down. No, they were already on the up, and he joined when they were on the up. I would say that he joined at the right time when Tom and Mark were at the peak of their writing. I get it. The drums give it like that nice punk rock, beyond punk rock vibe.
Right.
But I think they would have still wrote those songs regardless. But I wonder how different it would have been. I'll give you that. But I think they.
Go ahead. Continue.
I think they would have. I think they still would have gone up. I still think they would.
I think the way you put it was genuinely. I genuinely believe this. I think you worded it better than anyone could have, or I think you're in the. I'll put it this way. I agree with the way you put it. I totally agree with you, and I think that your consideration of the drumming is super important as well. Because, granted, I do agree. I think a huge part of it is timing. It's always timing. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
They kicked out the drummer, and Travis Barker was there. They brought him in
because he had an alcohol problem.
Yes. That's my
Cheers to that, by the way. You got an alcohol problem, sir.
Welcome to Beer Belly Podcast, sir. But that said, I respect and appreciate a lot that you took into consideration the drumming because, granted, yes,
but you're full of shit.
No. I will continue to compliment you because I agree. Yes, you're full of shit. Is John, to the viewers and listeners, is John a terrible person? I think 21 episodes in now, yes, you would agree. But also, let me just rub his sack for a minute longer, though. Give me some time.
Okay.
I will say,
like the way you're doing Travis Barker, I want that treatment now.
Why do you think I took down the chin a little bit? That way, your balls will be nice and comfy right here.
Feel a little bit of that stubble.
You're gonna make. I'm gonna be able to cosplay a Balchinian now, thanks to you. So perfect. That's a Men in Black 2 reference. Welcome to Beer Belly, bitch. Anyway,
you know what? That's the name of the episode. Welcome to Beer Belly, bitch.
We might get taken down from YouTube for that.
You can put a bunch of stars. It's all right. Okay, what were you gonna say?
We'll work it out. Anyway. Woo! I'm dying right now. I'll say this. Just in my experience of writing music with other people, not that great of music, but wrote music nonetheless. I've written music with people nonetheless, like this guy next to me, for example. But anyway, when drums come into play, I agree in that Mark and Tom were at the height of their powers as far as like they reached a new level of writing songs together. And I totally agree with that. I think all of a sudden, oh crap, we have songs like the songs you get from Enema of the State, where like they took it to the next level. But I will say this: drums are, like everything in music, a huge, well, essential to a degree. Percussion in general. I will say this: it's a dynamic piece of the music, and I feel like the certain energy that Blink-182, because you can feel it, and you can not only feel it, but hear it from Dude Ranch to
Like
Enema of the State alone. It's a different band, you could say, almost, because Tom DeLonge, he sounds like this through all of Dude Ranch, and then he actually elongates his vowels. He learns how to sing a lot more in Enema of the State and beyond.
Right. So I'm sorry. I'm liking this conversation. It's fun.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's really fun.
Do you think that more so had to do with the success of Dude Ranch, them being signed to a label record, and them giving him a singer or a singing coach?
It's possible that was the case. I don't know if he ever did have a singing coach, but I can imagine with all the money he gained, he probably did. Yeah.
If you're in a record label, I'm sure they make you take, coaches, classes.
Probably,
especially because I agree with you. Tom is way different. I think he still has kind of the same voice, but the way he sings,
it's matured over the years. Yes. The skill level that he's done. I mean, a lot of people could say he wouldn't last a second on American Idol, but that's not what they're trying to do either.
He wouldn't. Exactly. It's punk rock. He sings through his nose.
Exactly. But I guess
I'm not gonna say
it. Anyway, my thought, I'm losing my train of thought as I'm saying it. I think that they just got way better at writing music, because just as a basic example, here's a song that isn't necessarily an actual single from Enema of the State. And by the way, Enema of the State is not even my favorite album from them, but I will say Aliens Exist is a great song. It's a very memorable song from that album, but also the style in which it's written is totally different from anything you get from Dude Ranch or before that. Would you agree?
Yes. I'm not going to disagree with you, because I'm still listening through Dude Ranch. So I'm not going to completely disagree with you. But like I said, my favorite song from them is Pathetic. And I think that song is just still one of their best.
I think Pathetic. I think songs like Carousel, and I think
Carousel
and like
Carousel's
Damn It.
Great.
Obviously, Damn It. That was like the huge hit that you always
hear.
Which,
by the way, exactly. And that's when me saying that they were already here. They were never going to stop. I definitely think Travis Barker definitely gave the band the oomph that it needed.
Agreed.
I will 1000% agree with you on that. I just think regardless of drummer, those two, I mean, and please prove me wrong. Send me all the writing credits. Show me that Travis Barker actually wrote lyrics
at Beer Belly Pod
songs. And then I will concede what I'm saying. But I'm thinking these two guys wrote their music on their own with help from the record label, obviously, and they were going to go up regardless. Because, I mean, you just named 4 songs that were hits that were out before Enema of the State. Obviously, that was the album that blew them up, but they were already going up. I mean, the next step was blowing up.
No, that's true. I mean, there's a reason why Damn It is like the song they close with every show, because that was so like, good, it is good. And that was pre Travis Barker. And I totally agree. But I will say this, I think the point I was trying to lean toward was that the songs that we know today would have been pretty damn different if Travis was not attached to them. They would have sounded pretty different. Because if you think about it,
agreed.
Cheshire Cat, Buddha, and also fucking Dude Ranch, all those drummings. I mean, granted, each song or a lot of the songs here and there have their own personality.
They're punk rock,
but the drumming is very similar. And a lot of people could say Travis Barker has a style. I won't argue that. I agree. But at the same time, I will say that the songs that we know nowadays would not sound the same if it weren't for Travis, and I think they sound better for Travis Barker.
Agreed. AJ, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. He's amazing.
You're not insulting me, don't worry.
So I know I'm not. I'm not trying to take away from Travis Barker. I'm just trying to show how great Tom and Mark are. What song was it where they said they locked themselves in different rooms? They came up with their own lyric. Is it Feeling This?
Feeling
and then
This.
They combined the lyrics?
Yeah, they were separate. They combined it and they just fucking made it work. Like, what the fuck? Like, really? How do you do that well? To where all of a sudden they realized, oh, this has to be the first single off the album. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So, I got one last Blink-182 question, and I want a quick answer. Don't give me a long answer. So, favorite Blink album? Why?
Fuck. Probably the self-titled album. And why? Because it was, I feel like that was the height of their writing prowess. Not to say Neighborhoods is an amazing album, and that might be second. But I just feel like they found a new tone. I agree that they matured, not only in the writing, as far as lyrically speaking, not only was it more mature tones, but the sheer variety of song to song to song to song. I mean, let's just talk about the singles from that album, for example. I might not remember all the singles.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
But there were at least 4 music videos for that album. There was Feeling This, which was the first.
Feeling This.
There was I Miss You, which was the second. There was Down, and then there was Always, which I believe were the 4 music videos they had for that album. Why are you laughing? Because I remember.
Do you remember Down?
I said Down. Down was the third one I said.
No. Do you remember the story behind Down?
You're a dick. Why don't you tell the people? I would love to hear.
I don't remember.
I would love to hear your. You don't have to remember anything, except for your thoughts on what the fuck I did.
So when I met AJ,
years ago,
he trained me at Target. That's how we met. He was my trainer. I found, I went on
poorly, by the way,
because poorly but greatly.
I appreciate that. That should be on the back of a T-shirt for one day, for this podcast. Poorly but greatly.
You taught me how to do it, how to fake it until I make it, which I did for 5 years.
I've been doing that all my whole life.
Exactly. How am I a supervisor? I don't know.
How am I allowed to be a manager of people right now?
Team of 18? I thought I had 2. I'm gonna get fired for that.
Just got that. Nice.
I'm an amazing supervisor. Don't at me. Watch all the ads. AJ, I lost my train of thought.
The Down remix.
Oh,
if you can
Down.
call it that.
We're boomers.
Yes.
We had
my
conversation. AJ was young, naive, just moved to San Bernardino, hoping for fame.
Fortune.
And he decided to do that by remixing song, like I said, not songs, song. And his choice was Down
by Blink-182 from the self-titled album.
I went on his page, and if you're a boomer and you remember it's MySpace, when you click on somebody's page, the music just starts playing. I went back after 5 seconds because I thought, what the fuck is this? And because of AJ, I have never learned that song, never really listened to that song, because when I hear it, it associates it with AJ's Down remix. That guy's remix, or over here, I don't know where he ends up, but
okay, yeah, I was 21 years old. It was a
young and
naive,
in my life, ready for fame.
And,
yes, exactly.
And granted, hear me out.
Twice already for pictures. Under Mike Honcho. It's the mustache.
Which, by the way, Sin loves.
She's been telling you to grow a beard, bro. But you know what? When I tell you to grow a mustache, I know. I said you look good in a mustache like 4 episodes ago.
The good memory.
You're welcome, Sin. You're welcome, Sin.
No, she does not love it. Actually, how did she put it? She
It's pretty
said,
perverty.
how did she called me a 70s porn star earlier,
Yeah, yeah,
which I
yeah.
said
When you go on Pornhub and you look up Peeping Tom, you're gonna see the uploader AJ7 69 69 69 7.
don't
Because
forget the
AJ
420
69
between
69
the
69
second
second.
69. Anyway, oh my god, this episode has gone everywhere. Happy New Year to you, sir. Oh my god.
8.5. 8.5.
We've now had
8 point
17
trashed.
to 8 point trashed. That should probably be the subtitle of this episode. Sparticle Cream, subtitle 8 point trash.
Nah. Fight me. I want 2020's episode to end with "This is Beer Belly Bitch."
Okay, remind me. Please text me later and remind me. That's a sincere request because I will forget, or do it now. Yeah, go for it. Oh my god. Again, if I'm going to make any excuses for the quote unquote remix that I made of the song Down,
don't quote unquote. It's a down remix, and it was composer was Alfred.
So I was using free software at the time. We're talking 2008, 2007. No, maybe a little later than that. Yeah, probably like 2009 actually. Anyway, it was really poor software. Pretty much the way that you worked this website. I want to remember what the website was called. I don't remember, but anyway, the way that you use music on there is either pretty much all you have to do. You download an MP3 of whatever song you want or songs, whatever, and then it gave you multiple tracks to work with, and you could just have fun with it. And so that's what I fucking did. And I mean, I would love to hear it now. I wonder if it's.
So you're blaming the app.
I wonder if you could still find it to this day.
It's if.
Do you think?
So AJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it while you talk.
Probably if you haven't removed it, it's probably
somewhere on the internet.
You're blaming an app for your poor decisions.
Essentially so, yes. Essentially so. That is correct.
So, try to find it, guys. You should listen to it. Let it make you not like Blink-182 as much.
Damn! I thought we were friends. This is why we have this podcast together. So the thing is, all along, I always thought it's a handicap that we have to do this live stream thing together because it's not the same as having us in person. But now we can feel more open and talk shit about each other because we can't tackle one another when we talk shit.
Nope. I'm going to talk all the shit.
God
so,
damn it.
My favorite album is Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
I didn't ask, by the way, so go fuck yourself.
First Date, Rock Show, Stay Together for the Kids.
Those are your favorites?
Reckless Abandon is probably number 2.
That
is probably number 2 on my list.
What about Roller Coaster, dude?
Number 1 is
that's the song, right? It's called Roller Coaster.
I'm pretty sure it's Roller Coaster. I can look it up. Number 1 is obviously Pathetic for me. And then number 2
what about
is
that
Reckless
album?
Abandon.
What about the album though?
On that album?
Yeah.
Yes. Roller Coaster's on there.
Okay. But no. But what are your favorite tracks from that album though?
I told you.
Say again.
I named them. I'll say it again. This one's on here too. I didn't even realize that. Became more of a favorite. Story of a Lonely Guy.
Story of a Lonely Guy. So Tom DeLonge rips the shit out of that song. And the drums.
It's pretty goddamn
good. Mwah.
I love it. Stay Together for the Kids.
Okay.
The Rock Show. And then Reckless Abandon.
Okay. I respect
First Date. I forgot First Date. First Date is when he created his persona.
Boomer.
Right? Boomer. Which we got it. Which we are boomers. Which we got to see him recreate that character when we went to their reunion tour.
I genuinely forgot that aspect of the show.
You want to know something crazy?
Hold on. Let me say something crazy. Hold your thought, though. Please remember it. Do you remember when we almost were feet from them, but we walked away? Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
So
What?
before the show, we were walking around, we got our tickets, we checked in, and then we went outside for a little while because they had the tour bus outside, and you took a picture of me by the tour bus. And then we were like,
I
okay,
remember that.
you want to go inside to go chill and we'll watch the other bands? Matt and Kim played that show also. So we
I was
went
gonna say
inside.
that's when they were right before they were big.
That's when right before Let's Go blew up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we went inside and fucking Mark, Tom, and Travis all together walked down right where we were just standing 2 minutes ago. And we were like, God damn it, we were just there. But at that point, there was a sea of people. We couldn't get through them. We would have been able to high five them probably.
God damn it! I've already high-fived somebody from a band I like.
I've been there for one of them. But anyway, go ahead, please.
Again, I'm glad you were because I don't remember it happening. Slightly remember it happening. I don't remember that at all. The memories I remember is not watching Man and Kim because they weren't big at the time.
We watched them for a second, but
us getting alcohol, obviously.
A lot.
It was the first time you showed me either Secrets or Icy Stars.
No, it wasn't either of them. Oh, no, you're right. It was Icy Stars at the time.
And some random person went up to your window and was like, yeah.
He was a British guy. He was British.
Yeah.
He was a little younger than we were, if I had to guess. And he said, "Excuse me, do you happen to listen to a little bit of Woe Is Me?" Which is how that you know about Tyler Carter, who used to be a part of Issues, who before that was in a band called Woe Is Me.
Issues.
And granted, at the time,
different story.
That's a different story. I don't want to touch on that too much. He had his decisions in life. One day, you and I are going to get canceled for some reason as well. But anyway, until that happens, I will say, so yeah, luckily.
I know why. Something I've said from here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And me too, in that particular podcast.
Oh, AJ, you were already canceled.
Have you ever seen the movie Minority Report? I think it's about you, AJ. I got myself.
Oh
on that
my
one.
God. Okay.
Colin Farrell's coming for my
Even
ass.
AJ gets in on the fun.
God damn it. You know, if you can't laugh at yourself. Anyway.
Exactly.
Dear God, I forgot where I was going with that. I hate this podcast.
The British guy told you to play a song. Oh, you're done with your beer. Okay.
Yeah, I just finished it. But I'll drink the little tiny bit that's left. Anyway. Yeah, he was a British guy, and he was like, "Do you have any Woe Is Me?" And the car I was driving at the time, it had a 6-disc CD changer to sound like a Boomer Enough. And sure enough, that was in the rotation. And I was like, hell fucking yeah, buddy. And I pushed that button to disc 5, and it came on, and he freaked out. We bumped it like you just motioned, and we drove away.
Yep.
And I felt like a rock star that night. That was really fun. That was super fun.
I remember that. And there's actually a picture of us on Facebook, I think, of us like showing them tattoos, and which the roles were reversed. I was bald and AJ had long hair. Now AJ has short hair and I have the long hair.
I mean, my hair is longer than the average bear, I would say, as far as a male's perspective goes.
I mean, you should straighten it so I can see how long it is.
I'll do this for you. I'll pull it down. It's definitely,
baby, I'll tell you this.
Fast cheekbone.
Give me some ranch because I want to pour some of them curly hairs in my ranch.
Oh, I don't even know what that means.
Neither do I, because they look like curly fries.
Dear God. Okay, thank you for clarifying. I was like, do you have a hair thing I don't know about? Is that a hair fetish?
I do. I do.
By
my
the
own
way,
hair, though, obviously.
Check out the Beer Belly moment where John just selfishly loves himself for his hair. Have you seen that yet, by the way?
I've been told by enough people to where I can say my hair's nice.
It's minimum decent. At the minimum. At the minimum. You should have seen when this guy got a Brazilian blowout on his hair in Las Vegas. Every person wanted to touch it. I even had to. Everyone. You felt like
I'll never forget.
You felt like a piece of meat, didn't you?
Oh my God. Again, I'll never forget when I just see Rosa, a friend of ours, at the corner of my staring at my hair, and I literally at a point I'm just like, just touch it, Rosa.
Just touch it, Rosa.
She's like, it's so soft. Yeah, but I feel violated.
For you wanting to do this to me. I loved how just like you knew to accept it. You're like, just fucking touch it. All of you.
And then, you know, the funny thing, when I bleached my hair, the girl who did it, you know, she's a hairstylist. It was the same thing. She like strained it, gave me a blowout, and she was just there for like 2 minutes. Literally, just your hair's so soft, it's so silky. I'm like, bro, I am uncomfortable. I am a supervisor, and I know I could go to HR for this.
I demand respect for the way I'm being treated right now. God damn.
I am a man. Stop touching my hair. Does that go back to the third time you met me, AJ? Fuck you.
I never did answer that question, by the way. I would say a lot of people would call me, again, situationally speaking, if it's at work, I think people would say that I'm a little uptight. I think they would say I'm very polite. And I think they would say that I am a bit anxious. Now, someone like you, where at the time you quote unquote were my trainee, I would say that I was a little more loose with you at the time. So we were able to become friends eventually down the line.
You're always loose with me.
Slip right in. Right in.
No traction. There's none of this.
There's no hiccup to where it's like, oh, whoa, is there a little trouble getting in through the pipes? It's like, no.
Normal person. You ready? AJ, you ready? Normal person. Done, right? AJ. It's still going, but I'm concerned for medicine. I'm gonna stop.
Elbows right deep. I think that should call it on this episode.
Harvester of science.
That's this episode for you. Yeah. So dear God. I think if this episode says anything, it says that you should drink beer by Equilibrium Brewing. Absolutely.
It's pretty good. This is an amazing one. All right.
Again, go ahead,
plug us, AJ?
I was going to say the same to you, but yes, I will. Obviously, if you want to hit up the video versions of this episode, if you are not currently watching already, search Beer Belly Podcast on YouTube. You'll see the cartoon versions of our faces on there. Also, we're available on every podcast app that you can probably think of. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, to name some of the big boys out there, if you will. Some of the big ladies. Absolutely. We have some past episodes, I should say, that are worth revisiting. Pokemon Shake Cage, to say a few. Victory Cheese, the Mystery Car is another fun one. A foot fetish for Bigfoot, if you will. We are dumb, very dumb, extremely stupid individuals that thought it would be a good idea to start a podcast during quarantine, and here we are. If you have any suggestions, if you have any questions, it doesn't have to pertain to beer.
Tell us what to drink.
Let us know what to drink, but also just if you have random questions that you want to hear us answer, at Beer Belly Pod on Instagram and Twitter, let us know. You can use the hashtag BeerBellyPod as well, and just email us, beerbellypod@gmail.com. I have to pee so badly. John, finish the episode. I'll be back.
Done? Can I close this out?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. This is Beer Belly, bitch. Have a good 2020.